a live friendly germ that is going to pass through your intestine and dissolve somewhere in the small intestine and inhabit your large intestine is a very complex process. To be able to do that, we've got to have something that'll pass all these defense mechanisms. There's 900 products on the market or more today, and about 999 of those are worthless and don't have any live germs by the time that they reach the pharmacy shelf. Now there's 2 or 3 products out there that are pharmaceutical grade that actually do have some benefit and actually do function to some degree. They're about 50% as effective as Qivana's Core Probiotic, a system approach that I can promise you has got the best delivery system for delivering live friendly germs to your intestine that exist on the planet today, in my opinion, based on the research that I've done, and I've spent hundreds of hours with this. And what we know is Qivana's Core Probiotic has got a special delivery system. It's pharmaceutical grade. I'm not sure where it came from, but it didn't come out of the back garage of General Nutrition Center. It came from somebody that was important, that had skills and capabilities, because they have a delivery system that's called a trisphere. It's got an outer acid-resistant layer that will keep the beadlet from dissolving in your stomach, and it's got an alkaline-resistant inner layer that'll protect it from dissolving in the first part of the small intestine, because that's right outside the stomach, and we don't want the germs to be released there either, because that's a bad part of the intestine. Not many germs live there. And what we want it to do is to be released as it passes through the intestine in a special environment where the germs can be released into your large intestine and the distal small intestine. There they can reproduce and multiply and inhabit your intestine and co-aggregate so that they can fight off infection and cause the amazing benefits of probiotics. Now we know from studies that every journal that I read, virtually everything that I get on a monthly basis will tell me new roles of probiotics. Probiotics are good in irritable bowel syndrome. They decrease 60% of the patients that have irritable bowel syndrome from having these attacks of this devastating problems with bloating, gas, and diarrhea and abdominal pain that comes after eating. So we know that they have an amazing benefit, because we're knowing already that these people that have irritable bowel syndrome have already been investigated with every known test that they have. They've had colonoscopies and upper GI endoscopies and stools tests and all kind of studies to be able to prove that they don't have anything wrong with them that is physical that they can measure, but yet their intestine still doesn't work right. And why is that? Maybe it was because all of the antibiotics they were given when they were having their infections, maybe it was their bronchitis or their urinary tract infection, but all of a sudden we find out that we do not have enough of the good germs. We give our probiotics and they will correct some of these problems. Patients with irritable bowel syndrome will improve dramatically. We also know, by the way, that people that have ulcerative colitis will have less intense bouts of ulcerative colitis just by protecting the intestine from the touching of bad germs inside your intestine. People that have Crohn's disease will have less exacerbations of Crohn's disease. And the list goes on and on and on, even in daycare centers, reducing your risk of having infections in daycare centers such as the flu and the common colds and diarrheal illnesses, and just days off from the daycare center are dramatically reduced by taking probiotics in that setting. So probiotics are come of age. It's not a new antibiotic out there today that will kill every disease-causing germ on a planet, or a new anti-cancer drug that has caught the attention and the imagination of the American public and perhaps the world. It is probiotics and a delivery system that will provide the absolute best probiotic to your intestine, including lactobacillus and bifidobacterium species germs, is the single best thing that we can do for our bodies on a preventative basis today. And I am convinced that on management of my patients and helping them deal with everything from diverticulitis to irritable bowel syndrome, that I'm going to be providing a great benefit to my patients on a long-term basis with Qivana's Core Probiotic system. And again, we're talking about the core system of the human body. Now next, I would like to talk to you about a group of botanical herbs that we call the Core Essentials. Fantastic group of botanical herbs that have been known about since 1368 AD. So this didn't just happen. Some pharmaceutical company didn't just discover this. It's been around for a long time. As a matter of fact, in the old days, these herbal products were only used by the emperors and the kings and the rulers. They were kept in storage rooms so only those people could use it. But over the years, it has filtered down through common use in the Orient, and we have now known, after extensive studies, that we've got botanical herbal products that offer amazing health benefits. And for the first time, we have seen a combination of the 3 most popular of these herbal products on the planet. And that includes crown herb, or Gynostemma pentaphyllum, It includes white Korean ginseng, which is the most used herbal product in the world as a single herbal product. And finally, Chinese skullcap. And these combination of adaptogenic herbs, and that means adaptogenic means that they accommodate to what your body needs. If you don't need something, it's like taking too much B12. If you take too much B12, what does it do? It just washes through your body. If you don't need it, it doesn't cause any problems, doesn't seem to hurt anything. So adaptogenic herbs, this combination, this botanical blend, has these amazing benefits of maintaining the metabolic functions of the body. They support the cardiovascular and joint function. They promote a healthy inflammatory response in the body so that your body can fight off infection. They promote energy. They protect against fatigue. They support the liver and the immune system in the body. And the list of medical benefits is as long as your arm. And I would have to say that if you could get a chance to read Dr. Marcus Lowe, who, by the way, is the director of our scientific advisory board, he wrote this small monograph that is absolutely pleasurable to read about King's Crown, or the crown herb, which is the immortality herb that we speak of as Gynostemma pentaphyllum. And this book is replete with scientific investigation and evidence that will help you understand the amazing benefit of just this one product that is part of the core essentials. Now, the core essentials have an amazing health benefit, including reducing the blood sugar and diabetes. It also helps people that have cholesterol-related problems. It decreases all of the bad fractions of the cholesterol, including total cholesterol, LDL cholesterol, and also the triglycerides, and it raises your HDL cholesterol. It actually reduces the risk of clotting occurring in your bloodstream and can reduce the risk of heart attacks and strokes simply by affecting clotting the same way that perhaps aspirin and other medicines like Plavix can do in terms of preventing diseases. The list goes on, and one of the products called Chinese skullcap has the amazing property of being able to diffuse into the central nervous system, something that's very complicated and hard to do because it dissolves in both water and oil. Now, that's a kind of amazing thing because most things are either dissolved in water or oil, but not both. And if you could pass the blood-brain barrier, and we have found that, for example, Chinese skullcap has the ability to do that, and it has been used as an anti-seizure medicine in the Orient for years and has had a role in that. Now we use silver bullets to treat these kind of diseases. We don't, but in the old days, in times past, we didn't have the silver bullets, did we? We had to use a different approach to health care, and what we have found now is we're slipping back into a favorable position of looking for different approaches other than the silver bullet. When is the last time you looked at the most favorite silver bullet on TV? Where you've seen, oh, this will help this disease and that disease and this disease and causes all these amazing benefits. At the same time, they have to read out that long list of what? Nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, abdominal pain, burning, itching, rash, hair growth, hair loss, and finally at the bottom, what does it say? Death. You know, that's one of the major side effects of the silver bullet medicine concept that we have today. So what we want to do is to help you to be able to convert yourself to a more natural approach to healthcare and perhaps take charge, maybe for the first time in your life where you say individually, I'm going to take charge of my healthcare. I'm going to be responsible. I'm not going to blame everything on somebody else. It wasn't the stairs that moved that caused me to fall. I'm a little shaky. Perhaps dietary program that you need to follow, you can start tonight. Maybe you can start tonight by saying that I'm going to take charge of my health and be responsible for the direction I'm going and make sure that I am using a natural product approach to my health and not always depending on a silver bullet that has this long line of complications and side effects. And that's not to take away from what I do on a daily basis, which is to treat diseases. I treat hypertension, I treat elevated cholesterol, I treat heart disease, and I treat patients with cancer. And we've got great and fantastic medications, but we have a lot of problems, and we don't cure and we don't prevent hardly anything, do we? And so if we can start on a healthy basis tonight and alter your lifestyle and alter the way you approach, we could do fantastic things. So we have got now a core probiotic. That's part of the central core system of the body. We've got the core essentials, including the botanical herbs that offer those amazing benefits. And this combination is special. It is not told to everybody. You don't really know this combination of the three botanical herbs that we're talking about because they have a mixture ratio that I'm sure is quite special. We also have a detox system for moving heavy metals